We all know that good leadership is really important in puppy training, but what does that mean for small breed dogs? What does good leadership mean when your puppy is this cute and this tiny? In today's video, Instructor Lauren's going to tell you about the 5 steps to good leadership with your small breed puppy training. I'm Ken Steep, this is Instructor Lauren, and this is Sharkbait. Welcome back to McCann Dogs.
Today we're going to talk about 5 steps for good leadership with your small breed puppy. First of all, what we're going to talk about with good leadership is supervision. Supervision is crucial when it comes to any dog, for that matter, of any age. And supervision doesn't just mean in the same room with your dog, it means eyes on. So when my puppy is out, I always have some sort of leash or line on them. That way I can manage their behavior as well. And I am in the same room, that leash might even be in my hand, and I am watching every move that my puppy makes so that I can give her that good feedback of whether she's doing something good or whether she's doing something bad. And that's really important for her learning, that she is getting that constant feedback, and it's not just letting her get up to bad behavior. The second thing you want to consider for good leadership with your little dog is prevention. And with prevention, that means that if I'm not able to supervise 100%, that I am not letting bad behaviors happen. So I am putting her in a crate. If she's not ready for a nap, which isn't always the best time, then I can stuff a Kong. I can give her a Nylabone, give her something to do in her crate so that she is occupied. But she is in a safe place. I know she's not getting into trouble. And that way, if I need to cook dinner, if I need to fold the laundry, if I need to do something with the kids outside, then she's not chewing my house up inside. She is secure, and I'm preventing those bad behaviors from happening. So on the topic of prevention, I get a lot of students that say to me, well, I would love to prevent and put my puppy in the crate, but they hate being in their crate. They go crazy. So my answer to that is work a couple crate games. The first one that I really like to do with my puppies is having them offer going in the crate. I don't want to shove my puppy in. That's not a fun experience for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself ready with some treats. I'm going to be close to the crate, and any interaction at first that she gives to the crate, I'm going to yes and reward her at the crate door. So again, I'm adding value to going into that crate. So we'll see what she does at first. She just looks at it. I'm going to yes and reward her. Yes, good girl. So she took a couple steps. Yes, good girl. Then I reward her at the door, and then she decided to venture in. Yes, good girl. So I'm going to jackpot her by throwing those rewards in the back. I always want to make sure that she's being reinforced for being completely in there. I don't want to emphasize the door from the inside, because then she's going to want to barge out all of the time. So I throw those cookies right in the back, and then I also give her the opportunity to come out. Did you get them all? Okay. Good girl. So that she doesn't feel trapped in there. It's not, a trick to lock her in. Yes, good girl. Notice that she's offering to go all the way in all by herself there. Okay. Oh, she doesn't want to come out. Good girl. We'll reward you again in there. Good girl. The other question that I get about crate training is size, and what size is appropriate for your dog. Typically, we say that they need to be able to stand, lie down, and turn around. So you can see this crate here. It's probably one of the smallest on the markets. This is a puppy crate, and I have a small breed puppy. So this is the perfect size for her. She's able to do all of those things. Stand up inside, turn around, lie down. She can even stretch out a little bit. But what I don't want is too much room. If I have too much room, often what happens is the puppies create a little ensuite in half of the crate and then their bedroom in the other half. And it can really wreak havoc on your house training. So you want to make sure that you do have a nice small crate, one again suitable for your dog so that it is just a bed and not an ensuite as well. The next thing for good leadership is management. And with management, a lot of the times that just means directing your puppy into certain things. And this really comes into play when we talk about house training. With this young puppy, I typically know the times of days that she needs to have a pee, she needs to have a poo, and I can be proactive with that. So I can tell, it's first thing in the morning, she needs to pee right away. So I don't wait too long when she wakes up in the morning because I know she's going to have an accident. So I make sure that I go downstairs, let her out first thing, and she can be successful that way. I don't want her having mistake after mistake in the house and rehearsing that bad behavior. So again, just being proactive, managing her day, and making sure I'm setting her up for success. The next thing would be socialization. And a lot of people think socialization is dogs playing and wrestling together, and that's really not the case. Socialization should equal experience. So I want this puppy to see the world. I want her to see cars going by and not be panicked by that. I want her to feel different textures under her feet, and again, not be worried by that. So socialization is just taking her out, getting her on some different equipment or just different surfaces under her feet and allowing her to experience those things and helping her to build the confidence with those items. So when it comes to building confidence, basically what I do with my little dogs is my goal every day is to make sure that they have lots of fun, that nothing really scary happens to them. Now, yes, there are times where they make poor choices and they use their teeth or they do something like that I may have to get after them and tell them that that is not appropriate. But for the most part, I want them to be confident enough to try those things and explore around new things. When I'm trying to make sure that my puppy is having nice positive experiences to build confidence throughout the day, I really need to be hyper aware of my environment and make sure that there's nothing that my puppy might be worried or what may cause her to be worried. So for example, I said earlier, socialization equals experience. I want to make sure that she is not playing with a dog that may be too big and may put a paw on her back and end up hurting her back, and now she has no confidence to see other dogs even on the street perhaps. So things like that can be very impactful for such a small dog versus a bigger dog. So I'm always really aware of what situation am I putting my dog in? Is this going to be a positive one or is it not? If not, then I try to avoid it. Training is a big part of leadership as well. And I try to make sure and incorporate little bits of training throughout my day. And there's some things that I'll do as well to help make that training go a lot better. First of all, I don't always just fill a bowl full of food and put it down for my puppy to eat. I use that kibble to my advantage. So I might take that bowl of kibble, put it beside me in my living room, and use each kibble as a reward for her working different exercise. That might be sit, down, working some tricks, whatever the case may be. But nothing really comes for free. So she's learning that she's super keen for that food, and that training becomes super keen as well. With young puppies, their attention span is really not that long. You can see here already, she's getting bored and trying to nibble on my leash or on my finger. So when you're working these little training sessions throughout the day, you really want to keep them short. I would say anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, 5 being absolute max if you can keep their attention for that long. But just nice, sweet, short. You're looking for perfect training, not long durations of training. A couple additional tips to make your training go better. First, make sure you have treats sized appropriately for your puppy. Now, I have a really small breed dog. She's a Jack Russell Terrier. And I typically use a small treat. This is what I would give my Border Collie. However, for her, this is gonna fill her tummy up quite quickly. So I actually break this into quarters, and she gets only a quarter at a time. The other thing that I like to do is incorporate some play as well and make training fun. So after I've done a couple repetitions with some food rewards, I will break it off and play a little game of tug, again, just keeping things interesting for her. When it comes to a small breed puppy, there are some times where I may give special consideration because of her size, and other times where I don't. So for example, if it was a safety issue, of course, I'm gonna pick her up and make sure that she's safe and not being harmed. But if it's a behavioral issue, let's say she's barking at the end of her leash because another dog is walking by, I'm not just going to pick her up because she's little and that's the easiest way to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it the way that I would deal with any size dog, really, and try and stop her from barking. So just because she's little doesn't mean she gets away with barking. So another special consideration for small dogs comes down to chewing and basically the things that they can put in their mouth. Because they are so little, you may not consider that really small thing that they put in their mouth could be so detrimental to their health. Because they are so little things are going to cause blockages in their intestines. So you really, really need to watch what they're putting in their mouth and making sure that they're not ingesting that. So we talked about special consideration for a small breed puppy, but if you feel like you need more information, click here. You'll find another video on some more leadership tips. I'm Instructor Lauren. This is my 14-week-old Jack Russell Terrier Shark Bait. Thanks so much for watching.